Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Belchan.
I'm Nimakong.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Chapter 24, Sec. 3 of Jane Eyre, an Autobiography.
As.
Ah.
Jane Eyre, an Autobiography. Charlotte Brontë. Chapter 24, Sec. 3 is in my breeches pocket, under the disguise of a sovereign. Has Mademoiselle to do with it? I don't care for the fairy. Is a fairy, he said, whispering mysteriously. Mind his badinage. And she, on her part, genuine French scepticism, denominating Mr. She made no account whatever of his count's death, and that do rest. Unsie of 8 past of fees. Was sure they would never appear to him, nor ever give him rings, or offer to lie with him in the moon. A somewhat harassing one to me. Wiste. A certain silk warehouse. There I was ordered to choose 6 dresses. Hated the business. I beg leave to defer it. Therewith now, by dint of entreaties expressed in energetic whispers, the 6 to 2. These, however, he vowed he would select himself. With anxiety I watched as I rove over the gay stores. A rich silk of the most brilliant amethysti, and a superb pink satin. I told him in a new series of whispers, will buy me a gold gown and a silver bonnet at once. Certainly never venture to wear his trace. With infinite difficulty, stubborn as a stone, a silver black satin and pearl grey silk. There. Glad was I to get him out of the silk warehouse, then out of the villager's shop. The more he bought me, my cheek burned with a sense of annoyance and degradation. Courage. And I sat back feverish and fagged. I remembered what? The hurry of events. Dark and bright. My uncle, John Eyre, to my street me and make me his legator. It would, indeed, I thought, if I had ever so. Small in independency, bear being dressed like a doll by Mr. Rochester. Second dinner with the golden sharfling daily round me. Matter of the moment. I get home to be married, and to doom one day. Bringing Mr. Rochester an accession of fortune not to execute that day. Lover's eye which most pertinaciously sought mind gaze. Smiled might in a blissful and fond moment, and Jim said. In which I crushed his hand, which was ever hunting mine, vigorously, and thrust it back to him red with the passionate pressure. Nate. Not looking that way, I said, if you do nothing but. My old load frocks to the end of the chapter. Married in this lilac. Shingham, the bold grey silk, he chuckled, he rubbed his hands. Oh, it is rich to see and hear her, he exclaimed. Is she original? She piquant. Took soul Sir Gleo eyes. Hoary forms, the Eastern allusion bit me again. Understand you. An inch in the stead of a Seraglio, I said. So don't consider me an equivalent for one. For anything in that line, away with you. Sir Ostamble without delay, and what will you do? Janet, enslaved they or Harryman mates amongst the rest. I'll get admitted. There up me, and you 3-tailed bashaw as you are. Sir, in a trice find yourself fettered amongst our hens. nor will I, one, consent to get your bonds till you have signed the charter, would consent to be at your mercy, I would. Have no mercy, mister. Watch us, sir, if you supplicated for it. Would an eye like that? You look so courting your first. Art one released, White Jane, you have ceremony besides that performed at the altar. You will stipulate. I say, I only want an easy mind, sir. Not crushed by cried obligations. Do you remember what you said of Clying Varns? Oh, the diamonds you gave her. I will not be your English coin. Arns. Continue to act as it is governess, lodging, and £30. A year besides. Of that money will you regard. In return, while for cold impudence and pyrenean pride. Haven't your equal, said he. We were now approaching Thornfield. To dine with me today? He asked as we re-entered the gates. None. Take you, what for? No, you. Sir, and I see no reason why I should now, what? Do you suppose like an ogre or a ghoul have formed no supposition on the subject, sir, indeed, begging your pardon. Sir, I shall not. Usual. I shall keep out of your way all day, been accustomed to do you. May send for me in the evening, you feel disposed to see me. And I'll come then, smoke, Jane, or a pinch. O stuff this for me done on continence, as Ada would say. Have need my cigar case, nor my stuff box, but list in a spur. Time now, little tiring, but it will be mine presently. Once I have fairly seized you to have and to hold speaking attack. You to chain like touching his watch guard. Es then. I'll wear you in my bosom, meet a light from the carriage. And while he afterwards lifted out I entered the house, and made good my retreat upstairs, to his presence in the evening. I'd prepared an occupation for him, for I was determined not to spend the whole time in it to conversation. I remembered his fine voice. I knew he liked to sing, good singers generally do. I was no vocalist myself, and in his fastidious judgment, musician either. But I delighted in listening when the performance was good. No sooner had twilight, that hour of romance and starry bent over the lattice, then I rose, opened the piano, and entreated him for the love of heaven to give me a son. He said I was a capricious another time, but however that no time was like the present, like his voice. He asked, vanity of his, but for once and for motives of expediency would insist and stimulate. Then Jane, very well, so I did try bungalow, being pushed unceremoniously to one side, which was precisely what I wished. Use up my place, and proceeded to accompany himself, for he could play as well as sing. Hide me to the window recess, on the still trees in dim lawn, in mellow tones the following strain built out its kindled core, tits through each vein, in cook and start, the tide of being poor. Dear, her parting was my pain, was I sin every then, be nameless bliss, as I loved to be, with blind as eagerly, lay our lives between, of ocean surges green, through wilderness or wood, for might and right, and woe and wrath, between our spirits, stood, I dangers dead scorned, I amends did defy, whatever menaced. Her as warned, I passed impetuous by, and sped my rainbow, fast as light, flew as in a dream, child of shower, and gleam, shines that soft solemn dew, no care now. Disasters gather nigh, I care not in this moment sweet, should come, unpinion, strong and fleet, proclaiming vengeance or the haughty hatred. Strike me down, fight, or approach to me, and grind in might. With furious frown, swear endless enmity, with both faith in mine, or nature shall entwine my love has sworn, Silincus, with me too. Thy vit, O die, I have at last my nameless bliss, rose and came towards me, and I saw his face all kindled, his full falcon eye flashing, and tenderness and passion in every lineament. Momentarily then I rallied, thought, seeing daring demonstration I would not have, and I stood in peril of both, wetted my tongue as he reached me. I asked with asperity, indeed, I considered it a very natural and necessary one, his future wife dying with him. Idea? Well, all he longed, all he prayed for, might live with him. Indeed, it was right to die when my time came. As he had that time, would I forgive him for the selfish? Idea, no, I heard myself apostrophized as a hard little thing, and it was added, assured him I was naturally hard, a very flinty, so. And that, moreover, points in my character before then 4 weeks. Glapsed, what sort of a bargain he had made, rescinded. I would quite if he liked Annas to tucking rationally. Fretted a pished imptured. Very good, I thought. May fume and fidget as you please, pursue with you I am certain. Say, but I'll not sink into thoughts of sentiment. Needle of repartee, I'll keep you from the edge of the gulf too. And, moreover, from less to more, I worked him up to considerable irritation. Then, after he had retired into John end of the room, I got up and saying, "Good night, sir," in my natural and one respectful manner, the side door and got away. The system thus centred on whole season of probation, and with the best success. He was kept, to be sure, where the cross and cresty sea was excellently entertained, and that a lamb-like submission and turtled of sensibility, while fostering his despotism more, would have pleased his judgment, satisfied his common sense, and even suited his taste. Thus, in other people's presence I was, formerly, deferential and quiet. Any other line of conduct being uncalled for, it was only in the evening conferences I thus thwarted and afflicted him, continued to send for me. Punctually the moment the clock struck 7, I appeared before him now, darling. On his lips the sprite changeling and sea, for caresses due. I now got grimaces for a pressure of the hand, a pinch on the arm, kiss on the cheek, a severe tweak of the ear. Right, at present I decidedly prefer these various favours to anything more tender. Miss Fairfax, I saw, approved me, finished, therefore I was certain I did well. Meantime, Mr. affirmed I was wearing him to skin and bone. My present conduct at some period fast coming, his menaces, I can keep you in reasonable check now, I reflected. I don't doubt to be able to do it hereafter. It's you, yet after all my task was not an easy one. I would rather have pleased than teased him. My whole world, and more than the world, heaven, stood between me, and every thought of religion intervenes between men and the broad. Fun. I could not in those days. To be continued.